There we go, finally. It was giving me a little bit of problem connecting. Hope everybody is doing well. All right, good morning, Sats. Alphonsus, Maybu, thank you for coming. Let me know that you guys can hear me okay and see the screen okay. If you don't mind. Hannah House, nice to see you. If somebody could just let me know you can hear me okay and everything's okay with the stream, and we can get started. Thank you, Maria. All right, so we've had this little push up in Bitcoin that I've been talking about in my videos. So we're going to make this as simple as I can make it for you. Let's get it as big as I can get it here. There we go. All right. Let's start with the bearish option, okay? Because that will be what everybody's going to be worried about. Put a little line there. Okay. Let's talk about the most bullish option first. And that would be that we're hoping that we're going to be going back on a bull run, okay? What will need to happen if that's going to come true? The first thing that's going to need to happen is we need to stay bullish, right? Yeah, okay. Well, we've had this little push to the upside. If Bitcoin is going to be extremely bullish, we want this wave to turn into a wave one. When it pulls back, we don't want to break 26,621, this low right here. That will turn it into a 2. And then it will blast off for a big wave 3, okay? 4, 5, and on up there, okay? What it will mean is that this is a wave 1 and a 2. And this is a wave 1 and a 2. It's a nest, okay, of 1s and 2s. And it would be extremely, extremely bullish. That's the most bullish option we have on the table, okay? So say that it breaks our first invalidation point at 26,621, this white line. Well, it's not over, okay? The bullishness is not over yet. We would just flip that this is a 1 and that it's coming down for a deeper 2. This would still remain a 1 and a 2 here. And then we're looking for an invalidation point of 19,584. This low right here. If this happens, I would like to see this gap be filled. It will be coming close, yes, but I would rather take care of it now than later. Leaving that behind is not something that we necessarily want to see happen. Okay, so this needs to finish, something like that. Pull back, not break this low, extremely, extremely bullish. If it does break the low, then we're going deeper, and we don't want to break this low. Now, say that it starts to correct and it takes this low. That's perfectly fine. We're going to flip to the next bullish option that all of this was a 1 and that it's coming down for a deeper 2. And we would like to see it not break 18,100. We would like to see it stay on top of this area. Say that it doesn't. Well, the invalidation point isn't until down here at 15,460. But coming underneath that, if you've been watching my videos, you know that we don't want to come underneath there because it's going to shift biases, going to shift market sentiment to bearishness. Not that it can't recover, it absolutely can. It just would be better to not go underneath there. Okay, so that is how the bullish options are playing out. First invalidation, second invalidation, third invalidation. Now, also, I've been saying in my videos what would flip me bearish. What would flip me bearish is if we finish this, we fan out and we push up, say, or from right where it's at now, it doesn't matter too much. That Bitcoin has a very harsh rejection that looks like this. Okay? That it pulls back and it comes very harsh rejection right here of candles. Comes through, breaks our first invalidation, back tests. Okay? This would be a wave 1 and a wave 2. That's what they do. And then we get big separation right here. It comes through. That would not be good because then we would get a 4th and a 5th and we would have a 5-wave move. And what starts with 5 ends with 5. And the only thing that will save Bitcoin at that point and save our bullish option is a big retrace of a B wave. So that when this leg gets its partner, maybe, just maybe, it could either make a higher low or double bottom or slightly break it and recover. But if we get 5 waves here, we are getting another 5. And we need to have a very high connector in the middle. Okay? So if it comes down in 5 like that, not all is lost, but we need to see a big buy up, big bounce. Okay? If you came in late, real quick before I go to the bearish option, this definitely can be a 2 here. We're looking at this being a 1 and 2, and if this can hold and not break this low, then it would be another 1 and 2. Okay, very bullish. We break here, then this is the next one. For all of this to be a 1 coming down for a 2. So yes, can that be a very shallow 2? It can. Okay, especially with how bullish everyone is right now. Absolutely, it can be a shallow 2. Okay, but it can also be a wave 4, which honestly, that's what it looks more like. That is what it's mimicking to me. That this is a 3, this is a 4 in here, and this is going to be a 5. But that doesn't mean that I am correct. Okay, if we push up and we pull back in 3, 3, 5, or 3 over here, and we hold, fill this little gap we got going on right here, and we don't break that, it's on, guys. Up we go. Okay. Anytime the market pulls back correctively, it does not matter what this count is. It is telling you it's going in the same direction that the trend is. Okay. All right, so the bearish option, I was just checking the stream there. All right, so the bearish option is what we've been talking about for a long time here. There's 2 of them, but it doesn't matter which one it is, okay? The first one is that it's coming from back here, and it doesn't matter at this point where you put your A wave, okay? If you want your A here or you want your A here, it doesn't matter, okay? B, and that all of this is going to be a C wave. The other option is that this is an A, this is a B, and we're completing a C. Two bearish options there. They're both the same exact thing. If that is going to come true, we're going to see that harsh rejection coming down through here. And again, how it can save itself, if this is a C, is by putting a connector right here. To put in an A, or I'm sorry, an X or a B, okay? Then it can give either this structure a partner or the entire structure a partner to the upside, okay? Guys, which one it is, we don't know, but there is clues, okay, of which one it could be, okay? Looking at the RSI here, okay? We are putting in this divergence coming from back here. We're also, if it holds, going to put in this divergence here. Okay. So we have two divergences. And also, I'm not sure if I talked about this in the live stream, or I'm sorry. Yeah, in my videos. Okay. But I'm going to talk about it just a little bit here. Okay. RSI is a momentum indicator. It tells you how much momentum or how much power that it has to take to make a move. The middle here, between 40 and 50, is its normal structure. It's where it likes to reset itself. And it's like a rubber band being stretched. If you stretch it in this direction or you stretch it in this direction, it is being stretched out of its normal shape. Well, it can only stretch so far in either direction before it wants to come back to its normal shape. It also, let's think about it. You can only stretch a rubber band so far before one, it either snaps or it has to retract. Okay? It is telling us right now that yes, it does have some room that it can move up. Okay? It could blast up into the 90s. But let's really think about it. This being a 1 and a 2, this is really going to need on the daily time frame here to reset itself back to its normal area so that it can push again. If you go back and you back test this and take a look where this started from, this push right here. Where did it start from? Its normal shape. Where did this start from? Way below. And then it had all this room to go and stretch in the other direction. Okay. So with that being said, we could back test, and I've already done it, guys. Okay. It needs to reset in my bias. Okay. So if this is going to finish pushing up and it's going to pull back for a 2, what we need to see is the daily reset itself back to 40 or 50. It doesn't matter. Either one. Okay. Then we would have this downwards motion in the daily and this upwards motion in the daily. If it does this and resets itself, then here we go. Let's go. Okay. Because then it will have the room to push up into the 90s. And that is exactly also what we want to see. Okay. We want this market to transition. We want it to start trending My computer's going to be a little slow because probably everyone in the house is using the internet right now, of course. We want it to start trending in the bullish zone like it did back here. All through here. All of this is trending in the bearish zone. Okay? So bull market trending from 40 up into the 90s. Bear market, you trend from 70 to 0. Okay? All of this trending in the bull zone. Okay? And we've been trending all through here. Started right about here in the bear zone. Now, transition number 1 signal is pushing out of that 70 mark. So we have signal 1. Okay. On the 4-day, let me go back. On the 4-day, we have a signal 2. It held the bullish zone right here between 40 and 50. Now what we need to see is this push back up and get it out of 70. And that will be signal number 3. Okay. And then we want to see it trend. Can it fail after signal 3? It can, but it's less likely. Okay. And we want to see this happen on the daily here. So we want to hold 40, push up into the 90s, hold 40, push up, and we want to trend like this up here and here. And if it pushes up for a third wave, it's going to do it. It's going to transition the trend on the RSI. So with that being said and all that little stuff I just told you guys, I don't think it has the room to push up for a third wave from where it's sitting right now. So I don't expect, or I don't think that it's just going to do something like this because it doesn't have the room. It needs to reset. Okay. Is that my bias? Of course it is. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know all, but this is just from experience. Okay. All right. So we went over the bear scenarios. Mohammed, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but that's very, very nice. Yes, I will definitely take a look at what you want me to look at. You'll have to kind of walk me through it, though. Oh, I see now. Sure. Okay. What else do I want to say about Bitcoin here? Let's take a look at the big picture here real quick. Okay. So we do know that if this fails here, okay, and it's just a bear market rally, that it's a connector. What we don't know, is it this or is it just this? We don't know, okay? But what it's going to mean is that now that it's put in an X wave, because it hasn't come high enough to be a B wave, okay? It hasn't hit the 618 yet, okay? And remember that for those of you that don't know my system, my flats, I allow the 618 because in crypto, they are hitting the 618. They are not going 90%. They're hitting the 618, okay? After years and years of seeing that, I adjusted it. So it's an X, which means that this 3-leg move here is going to get 3 legs. And it's probably going to fill that gap we have sitting at 9,600 right here. If this fails, that gap's getting filled for sure. And I know I talk a lot about gaps, but you know, if history's going to repeat itself, we've never left one behind forever. Did we think that it was going to get left behind forever? We did. Okay. But we came back to it. COVID, dump, filled that gap that we thought would never get filled. Okay. I don't want to take off here and have that lingering down there. But we'll see. Maybe there's a first time for everything. All right, let me get caught up on this real quick. 10K, that's very possibility. I just said it. Yep. Everything you guys are saying is true. You know, we've got a lot of FOMO going on right now. Not to knock other YouTubers, okay? I don't do that, but there's a lot of YouTube out there screaming we are on a bull run, and we don't have confirmation of that. Okay? It's not until, you know, honestly, okay? The truth here is unless, you know, say that this pulls back and then we get this big third wave, okay? That is going to kind of clue us in, hey, we're going back. But say that we just continue to kind of climb. We could easily, guys, come all the way back up to the all-time high and put in a higher B wave here. Where this just, you know, keeps on climbing correctively, channel-y like. It's still in a channel, okay? And we put in a B wave or an X wave here. And then this leg gets its partner, and we end up putting in this big sideways correction up here. Okay? That is a possibility because all the ones in the past have been these sharp downwards corrections. Okay? We're due for a sideways flat. All right? Okay, so let's see. Who is first on here? That's really all I have to say about Bitcoin. It's really pretty simple, guys, right now. Okay? First invalidation point is here. If Bitcoin can hold above it, say it kicks up for this fifth wave it needs here, pulls back, fills this gap it's got, this little tiny gap, it's on. That's bullish. And ETH really does look bullish, guys. Even though there's some bearish counts to this, okay? ETH is definitely holding this upwardish channel-y, higher highs, higher low look, okay? In the Discord, I posted this here, told them it's going to hold the 618, guys. 618 or 1-to-1. Okay, they're all long right now. If this turns into a 5-wave move right here, which it needs another hit, and pulls back, doesn't take this low right here, there's a second opportunity. Okay. ETH looks really bullish at the moment, especially the way that it's holding these higher highs, higher lows. Upwards corrections are bullish. Okay. All right. Let's see. Well, let me do Muhammad's first here. LDO. Let me see if I have it in here. And when you request, guys, if you could tell me, you know, what time frame you're looking at. Are you looking at just wanting to know the immediate, you know, what's happening right now? Or do you want the whole big picture? Because if you want the whole big picture, I'll have to find another chart because Bybit doesn't have it all. See? All right. I see this as a 1 and a 2. That's a nice 5-wave move. So we want this to be a 1 and a 2. Okay. Which means its invalidation point isn't till way down here for that. But say that, because there's always a bear scenario. The bear scenario would be that this is an ABC flat, and that it put in a B wave here, or an X, and that it plans to give this leg a partner over here. And you want to see it hold a higher low. Okay, that would be the bear. So how can we tell maybe, is that not going to happen? And is it going to continue up? Well, we got to look at right here and see what is going on right here. Okay. All right, so if the bear scenario is not going to happen, we have a pretty decent invalidation point that's very close right there. This looks like a 5-wave move. If it's going to be the start of something, it needs to hold this low. So this would be 1, and then all of this 2. And we don't, obviously, we need this higher low, okay? So invalidation point right now is very close, and we want to see this go. Otherwise, this is coming deeper, and it's going to give this leg here a partner leg down. And at that point, you would like to see it not break the 618 right in here where this support is. Okay. So worst case, I would say it's going to give this leg a partner, and then I would be looking for the golden zone. And then the next invalidation is there. Okay. And then the next one is BOLS. Spiky one. All right, so it broke its low, okay? So that means it doesn't really matter much what this is back here because it needs to start over. All right, so we would be looking from the lowest low of what is it doing from that lowest low, and can we make an impulse wave out of that? So all that matters right now in this coin is this section right here. And it likes to do these spikes into the air here. And some analysts may say, oh, these spikes don't matter. You know, coming into them doesn't matter. It does, because price went there on a lower time frame. Okay. So the best bet for this one, if we're going to try to make this an impulse wave, is to say that this here was a truncation and an ending diagonal that belonged to this mess back here. Otherwise, you have clear corrections that are coming into the top of that. So the easier way to say, hey, maybe this is an impulse wave is to start it from here. Okay. But it looks pretty choppy and ugly, but it doesn't mean that it can't be a potential expanding diagonal. Okay. Looks beautiful for that. So invalidation is going to be here. And it had this nice pullback. This is really choppy and overlappy right here. So honestly, I am leaning that this is a connector here. That this is trying to give itself a partner, and it just, we can't, you don't want to take this low right here. What that will mean, doesn't mean it can't move up. It just means that it's not going to be impulsive. So basically, it can still give this, leg a partner. Could even give a C wave. Big move up, but it'll eventually come back and take its low. So it really needs to make this the start of something and not take that low right there. I mean, unless you're invested in this already, like you already have bags or, yeah, basically, I would find something better to trade. Okay. But if you're invested already, then I draw my line in the sand, depending on where you bought in here. And don't let, I always tell, my Discord, there's no reason ever to give profits back. Okay. I don't understand the hodlers that sit through these huge swings that they could have been $100,000 in profit and they let it take it all back. That makes no sense to me. Okay. So, depending on where you bought in, draw a line in the sand. Okay. If you're already underwater, then that's another story. Then you've got to wait for it to come back. Okay. Because you never want to give it back either. All right. All right. I hope that helped you, Muhammad. Let me know, please. That was a very generous gift. I really thank you for that. I must have went over this in the Discord, I guess. I remember this one. All right. So right now, if this is going to continue to the upside and potentially give a +1 or higher, it needs to hold that low right there of the prior fourth wave territory. Because this in here looks like 1, 2, and that this is in the middle of a third wave and that this is a fourth. So with that being said, higher degree fourths should not break their lower degree force. If it does, then The only hope it has left, and this really doesn't look complete to me, is that it's trying to make a nest of 1, 2, 1, 2. And it needs to hold on top of the prior one to prove that. So if it breaks this fourth wave territory, then the next bullish option is that it's pulling back for a 2, and it has to hold on top of here. Deepest right there. Okay. No separation moves. So basically it needs to continue this chop. Okay. Maybe pull back. And then it needs to give us more chop, controlled. We don't want to see no dive. That would be bad. Okay. So right now, fourth, push up for a fifth if it can hold. Then we still want the 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we want it to pull back and hold on top of here. Okay. See, once you stall, so when a wave is pushing, okay, once you stall and start to consolidate, that's telling you you're in a fourth wave. Now you might have another fifth and another fourth and another fifth, but it's telling you you're in a fourth wave. So when that happens, here's your prior, you got to stay above it. Okay. All right. Who's next here? Let's see. Maybu. So basically they're counting it like this. Yeah. Where this is a B wave right here. I don't agree, okay, that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. I see it differently. But, and if that's true, then if this is the way they're going to count it, then this little fourth wave right here, if this is 1, 2, look at the size of that fourth wave. It's just so small. And it did nowhere meet time. So that's why this wave looks much better to be a fourth wave. Okay. Could it be? I guess it could be an expanded flat. It could be. Okay. It's not going to change anything about our the analysis. Okay. Either this is the pullback and now we're going to go moon, or we're going to put a connector here. And then the only difference is instead of giving this leg a partner, you're just giving this whole thing a partner if this fails. So if they want to count it that way, then that's, it's really not that big a deal. I just might see it differently. Okay. At the end, okay, we'll go over the big picture of what I think's going on. Okay. I'll explain some things to you guys if you haven't seen it before about why I think the overall count is the way it is. All right. And Yeah, I do think that there's a possibility this is a 2, but we'll talk about it. All right. All right, dot. Several people have asked for dot. Oh, it's all the same person. Okay. Okay, dot. 5 waves right here. So we're looking for a 2 that we don't want this low broke, obviously, and it's come, you know, fairly close here. This looks like WXYXZ. Okay, same as Bitcoin. And so we want this right there to be the start of something. Okay. And looking at that and the way that this came down, there isn't a logical way that we could say this is B and that this is C as the end of something, which is good news for many, 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 many of these alts. Okay. It is screaming that this leg wants to give a partner to the upside, at least on many of these alts. So when we get down in here, first invalidation is here. Second invalidation is here. So we want this to be the start of something, and we want this to be the start of something. Okay. And you can even put a little additional invalidation on this one right here, because this looks diagonally and 5 wavy. But if this one fails, what it means is this is all a connector here. And then we hope that this is the start of something as a 1 and a 2. Moon to give this leg a partner. If this fails and just gives this a partner, say, which can happen, okay, then this leg gets its partner. And we don't want this low broken to go to 1 and 2. And I think that this is the worst case, because this needs a partner. So this sandwiching, as I call it, is the worst case. There's a good chance that this leg is going to be the start of giving this leg a partner. And it's going to go ahead and go. But if all else fails, then it's going to be like this. And hopefully, if it gives that leg a partner, then this one will hold a higher low, and that would be extremely bullish. That's a bullish correction right there. Okay. A new low under 517 right here. Will it come to $2? No, I don't think so. I think this low is going to hold, because this is a 5-wave move. What starts with 5 ends with 5, and it needs a partner. I don't think $2 is coming right now until this leg gets its partner. Matt, did I do XLM on the weekly? I think I did. Thank you for showing support. If I didn't, let me know. Hannah House, thank you. That's really nice. Ada. Ada's in my list here. Ada, where are you? Where are you? Right there. All right, so Ada here. I'll go ahead and take this off. Come on. That's a trade from the Discord. So Ada's one of those coins that came down in a way that this leg should be the start of something. A lot of these alts look this way. Okay. The only question is this mess right here going to be a connector to give that leg a partner down? If it does, what do we want to see? A higher low and that really bullish type correction right there. And then this we want to be a 1 and a 2. But worst case, it's an A and a B, and we get a C wave. Just like the same thing in Bitcoin, guys. It's the same thing. And then it ends up being a connector. And then we get this partner leg over here, which would be an ugly bear market. It would be much, longer and drawn out. Okay, so we really want this to be a 1 and a 2, but we don't know. Now, this here, inside, it has the chance to be bullish, but the only chance it has right now is if this is 1. This was that correction, that bullish correction I talk about, where it holds higher highs and higher lows. This is a running flat, 2. And now this is a 1. And we either have 2 here. See how it holds the top of the prior one? Okay. If any candle right now comes into the top of this, let me get a little lower so you can see it. Comes into the top of this wick right here. This came really close. Then it's going to make this same type of bullish correction where this is a B wave. It comes down for C, holds a higher low. This is what it needs to do. And then we have that nest. We may already have it over here. Okay. So this would be 1, 2, 3. It has to push up high enough so that when it corrects for 4, it doesn't come in to that wick. Came really close. So it's got to push up for a 5 right now. Okay. Then if it does this, pull back. This is our invalidation point. If it doesn't and it comes into there, then I think it's doing this. Okay. Invalidation point here. I hope that was understandable, Hannah. All right. So that's the bull. The bear is, like I said, that this is a B wave it's putting in. And this is just a WXY type move, 3-wave move. And this leg's going to get a partner over here, but it'll probably hold a higher low. 8 is very bullish. It'll probably hold a higher low. And then this leg will get its partner. There's no reason these legs shouldn't get their partners. If there is, I don't see it. Because, look, this came down in a 5-wave move ending. There's no A wave back here. You can't say A, B, this deep. It's too deep. And B's are not 5 waves. And C. So the potential here for these to get another leg is practically 100%. Okay. Ruin Where are you, Ruin? I could just type it in, but I'm using my watch lists because some of these I've already, looked at before. And it might be already drawn in. All right. So this is one that, again, came off the low. That it can't be a B wave down here. But it has some overlap right here. So it's going to have to be a diagonal. And it looks like an ugly one, but that's okay. It's an expanding. All right, so it came deep. So we want this to be our invalidation point. This looks pretty nice to be a 5-wave move. Pull back. We want this to complete 5 waves, pull back, and make us a nest. Nests look like diagonals in the making. Some of you have heard me say this. They look like this. A lot of times we get them confused with diagonals and think that, oh, look at this humpity hump overlap stuff. This is called corrective. And then it gets this shallow pullback and moons. And we're like, what? Well, that's because it made a nest. And this is the start of what they look like. Okay. Now, if it doesn't make the nest, what does that mean? It means that it needs to get up high. It needs to really overtake this high, or at least get to it to put in a B wave or an X, so that when this leg gets a partner, it'll hold a higher low and hold this order block right here. Otherwise, it risks taking this low. Okay. So right now, if you were going to try to get in this, I would put my stop right there, because that's the first invalidation point. Okay. Could you talk about the optimal trading strategy in your opinion or in general? Hi. Okay. What exactly are you asking? Are you asking what do I think the optimal trading strategy is? To join the Discord, you just go to my website, which I'll type it in here. And you'll see the options there for the Discord. There's 2 options, the Elite and then the lower one. Good to see you. Can't pronounce that, but Kimzo, I don't know. Good to see you though. The weekly on XLM. Okay. Let me do the weekly. It's pretty simple. 1, we're looking for 2. So, with that being said, we can't break this low. So this really needs to be the start of something, or a bigger bear market rally for it. It really needs to come back to the golden zone or the 0.5 retrace, that would be nice. Because if this is going to be a failure, when this leg gets its partner, we want it to not take these lows. Now, what if it did? Say that it didn't rally very high and, you know, it ended up doing something like this, not very high. And now here comes this one's partner and it takes the low. Well, what it means is that this coin has to start over with its count. And say that Bitcoin ends up giving us a partner leg for this, something like this. And then this coin dives and takes the low. Well, when Bitcoin decides to go on its bull market again, then this one starts another 5-wave move. Okay? So I hope that helped. Okay? But there, you know, it's got a good little start off the bottom. It needs to take this order block right here. It needs to give us what I call the birdie pattern. Okay? V-shaped recovery. It needs to take this order block and get on top of it. This is not the greatest pattern back here, but this is sort of what it looks like right here. That's what it needs to do right here. And then at least this leg will get a partner. Then it gets up to this order block and it'll either fail or it'll do the same thing, pull back on top of it, and then you have a 5-wave move. Okay. Okay, where was I here? What one do I... Well, there's not many, let's see what this one looks like. Oh, there we go. So I don't know if this is all the data, okay? But this is the leg we want a partner for, and we want this to be the start of it. So first invalidation is here, second's down here. Right now, we don't have a pattern off the bottom that we can use. So this just looks like a connector to me. This could go a little higher though. And then the higher the better. So when this pulls back and gives this one a partner, it doesn't take this low. Okay. But say that this pulls back, then this one gets its partner, it can sandwich. Okay. So then this one gets its partner over here, and then we don't want to take this low. This is the leg on all of the alts that should get a partner leg. Okay. We just want this to be the start of it. But right here, right now, it's not giving us the pattern that we want. So that what it means is this is end up going to be a connector, but we need it to go higher. So when this gets a partner, it doesn't take this low. But if it does, then it could be giving this leg its partner now. And probably we'll try to come and tag 618. It tagged the 0.5 and bounced. If this is going to fail, it's coming for the 618 right on top of this. Okay. So right now, your line in the sand is right there. And at the moment, it doesn't look too strong and it doesn't have a pattern that we can use off the bottom. Right here, in here. Thank you, Matt, again. Or maybe I already saw that. Nope, thank you. The partner leg thing that I talk about all the time, that's my way, my system. It's something that I came up with to make it easier for students. And it does definitely make it easier to see. Because Elliott wave can be complicated. And, you know, there can be so many different biases and counts. And so I came up with the partner leg because the market moves like that. And connecting waves, waves that push in either direction, and connecting waves. All right. So I don't know if there's anything back here, but we would need, oh, here we go. Okay. All right, so let's see. It has broken. So we've got to start it now from here. Otherwise, well, there's two ways to look at it. When, say that this wave, 09308, so we got it. So we got to start it from right here. Okay. So say that this keeps going, gives us birdie here, gives us this, and it makes an impulse wave here. We won't know if this is the start of something because we have to start from this low because it broke all these lows back here. We won't know if this is the end of something or the start of something until we see, does it correct over here, control. Okay. So from this low, and we'll look at this structure in a second. From this low, it has the potential to potentially make an impulse wave. But if it does, we'll have to wait and see. Has it just made a flat 3, 3, 5? That would be the bear scenario. And it's just a rally from this back here. Or is it the start of something? We won't know till it finishes. But now we got to look at this and see, does this have any potential to make an impulse wave? It's really choppy, really overlappy. We got a little bit of a push away from this chop right here. So the only thing I can do with it is try to make it a very choppy diagonal. Okay. Which it's possible. So right now, if it's going to be bullish, it needs to stay on top of this, all of this that it broke through. So that it can try and be 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Okay. So if it comes back down and breaks this low right here, it's bearish. It's just going to break the lows again. Okay, so if it doesn't go now and stay on top, then it's going to need to come back on down and reset itself again so that it can try again. This is another one that, you know, I'd probably find something a little better to trade. But if it can, okay, keep going. See, it's not going to find insufficient area until it gets above here. And then it will hit insufficiency. There's a little bit in here, but not a lot. It's about, this is resistance here that it just hit. So if it's going to do it, like I said, it needs to pull back, stay on top of here. Or just keep ripping. Okay. But if you're trading it, you can move your stop right to here. That's the invalidation point right now, which is pretty close. All right, GLMR. I'll do a few more, and then we're going to go over the big picture for the people that have never heard it. All right, so this first invalidation's here. Second invalidation is here. This is the leg we want to get a partner for. We want it to start from here. If it fails, we need something high if this is going to be a connector, so when this leg gets its partner, it doesn't take this low. Now, this coin could be that be the end of something. But probability-wise, it's not because of so many others that it can't be. All right? And it could very well be starting from here. Okay, so let's take a look at this and see if it could be the start of something to give this 1, 2, and, 3. Well, that was ugly, but you get my picture. And it's very difficult to make it a diagonal, but it might be. It's going to have to be if it's going to be bullish. All right, so let me go up one time frame so I can see better. All right. Most bullish option, this is a leading diagonal. It's not going to break this low, and it's going to go ahead and go. Give this leg a partner, and we want this to be 1 and 2 for the bullishness, 1, 2. If not, then, like I said, this needs to go high connector. Because this already came so deep. Worst case, it does the sandwiching thing, where it makes all of this a connector. And then this leg gets another partner. Okay. But it's already met time just by eyeballing it. With this pullback, so probability-wise, this is the start of something. This looks beautiful for 5 waves. So If I had to pick a bias, I would say this is the start of something. And then it's very soon to start going. But you can put your stop as close as right there. Okay. FXS. I don't think it was FXS. I think it was F. Was it this? I think it was this one. Yeah. Because I wanted it to break through. I wanted it to come through here. And I'll look at FXS just in case I'm wrong. And it dumped down. So it really looks bearish, but it does look like it's about to come to an end with this bullish reversal divergence it has here on the daily. Hold on, I'm on a thing. Yeah, so I mean, it really needs to, I mean, this needs to be the start of something, but it's not likely. I guess it's possible. So invalidation point is here, but it probably is going to roll over again one more time. Let me look at FXS just in case I am wrong about which one I was looking at. I don't remember this one, but this looks good to be, you know, 1, 2. Unfortunately, though, this looks like a flat. But next invalidation is here. If it doesn't break it, then it has a chance to make this the start of something. But the bearish option is that this is a connector to give this leg a partner over here. And you wouldn't want it to break this low. This is the leg we want a partner for. Upside. Yeah, that really looks like a flat in the middle, unfortunately. All right, so I'm going to recap Bitcoin real quick for the people that have come in now, okay? And then I'm going to go over the big picture. If I didn't get to your coin, I apologize. Okay. All right, so real quick, okay? First invalidation is here. We're talking about the bullish option, that this is going to be the start of something. Okay? I do expect it to give us a 4th, 5th up, okay? Right here is the monthly 21 moving average. It's probably going for it. It's probably going to tap its head on it. Whether it never makes it there and it does it from here or we get this extra high, we want to see a controlled pullback that flips the top of this to support. That is this is the extreme bullish option, and that this is going to be a 1 and a 2, a 1 and a 2, and a 1 and a 2. Mega bullish. This means moon style, because you need a 3 and a 4 and a 5 to go with every one of these. Okay? I mean, basically it would mean 3, 4, 5 that goes with this 1 and 2. 4, 5 that goes with this one. And then 4, 5 that goes with this one. That's what it means. If this is a nest. If this is just a 5th wave, then we're going to flip to 1. All of this is a 1 right here. And then it's coming down for a 2, and I'd like to see it go ahead and fill that gap. We can't break 19,584 for the next bullish option that we have 1, 2, 1, 2. If it breaks this low, then we're flipping to the next bullish option that all of this was a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're coming down deeper for a 2. We don't want to break 18,100, these wicks right here. We don't want to go underneath that. Even though the invalidation point is at 15,460. It just will turn things bearish. But I would like to see this gap being filled. And then bear scenario is ABC or ABC. And then it's going to be at a harsh rejection like this. And that'll put us thinking bear. Even though it can save itself with a high retracement. So that when this leg gets its partner of 5 waves, maybe it can hold a higher low here. Put a connector. And then come out of here, giving this leg a partner or this whole structure a partner. Which that would be a bigger bear market rally if it can do that. Okay. So basically it would put a connector here. And then give this a partner up. Okay. And that would be an X or a B, but we would still get this one's partner over here. Okay, but maybe it wouldn't be as bad. If it fails here and never gives us the connector, okay, let's say that it's going to hit the 21 MA coming up to approximately 33,200. We're looking at, and I don't know if it's from back here or not, but we'll just do that first. We're looking at 85.10 as the 1-to-1. Okay. If it's coming from here and it's WXYXZ, then it puts it lower. 74.93. And that's if the 1-to-1 holds. It could come deeper. A WXY, W, whatever, X, Y can come down to this extension at 42.32. And that would be sad, but it's possible, guys. Okay? Don't ever get one-sided where you are so one-sided that, oh, that's not happening. There's no way we're ever coming back through here. It can happen. For sure. It can happen. Let me go to the BLX chart because it'll give us more data. Now, this is my opinion, okay, based on some facts. When you have a 5-wave move, facts of Elliott wave, okay? Inside, what do you have? 5 waves. Here. Of smaller degree. And then you've got 5 waves in there, and then 5 waves inside of that, and blah, 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 okay? Sort of looks like this. Something like this, okay? All right. There's 2 areas inside of an impulse wave, okay? This is an impulse wave where it pushes, it corrects, pushes, corrects, pushes, corrects. They can overlap. It's the 1 and 2 area that we call a nest, and the 3s and the 4s area. Okay? So we have an overlap right here. So with that being said, it can only be 2 places. It can only be that this is 3, this is 4, and that this is a 3 and a 4. And that now this is going to go up for a 5th wave. And then we're going to correct this entire structure in time and price. Okay? Remember that. Time and price. So the bear market is going to be long if this is the case. Or it's 1 and 2, where either all of this is a 1, pulled back for a 2, or this is a 1 and a 2 of a nest. Okay? Meaning 1, 2, this right in here. 1, 2, that's 1, 2, higher degree, and then 1, 2 would be this little 1 and 2 in here. Okay? Now let's talk about the 1s and 2s because this is important. Take a look at this structure. Your main 1 and 2 should be significantly larger than your second 1 and 2 because it's of lower degree. It's inside of your 3rd wave. So this should be smaller in price and in time. Well, if it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, this wave right here, even though it looks small, went from 3,000 to 69,000. This here went from 0 to 20,000. Which one's bigger? It's obvious that this wave is our biggest wave we have. Look at it. So with that said, it being an inner degree, 1 and 2, is not logical at all. So with that said, I think the more likely scenario here, and nobody likes this, but I think that it's probably the case, we have a 1 and a 2 higher degree. Let's put circles around them. Smaller degree 1 and 2. Let me go down a little bit so you can see this. 3, 4, 5. That leads into the 3 that belongs with the circles here. A higher degree 4 is going to find support in its lower degree 4 area. 4, and then 5. And that we have a complete wave 1 of primary degree. And that this here is going to be a wave 2 that's either done, or we're going to get bear market rally, and then this leg is going to get a partner. Now let's think about time. If that is the count, and all of that is a wave 1, all of this here, then we're looking at minimum August 1st of 24 to July of 25 for this to be done. So this can't be done as a 2 right now. It can be done if this is 3, 4, and 3 and 4, I just don't see it that way. The only way that's possible is if this is a gigantic overextended fifth in there. And it's really too big. On log scale, it appears not, but when you go on regular, it's too gigantic. Okay. So, I mean, we've already been how long into a bear market now? A long time, since November of 21. Why don't we just end it? Like, let's get it over with. All we have to do is rally and then potentially just come into this area and it's done. Nothing's saying that we have to break this. Okay. We've got to get, another year into it. And we've put in a 1 and a 2. And then the third wave to come is like nothing it's going to look like the SPX here. Like constant uptrend. Constant uptrend. Okay. We will have corrections along the way, but you could pretty much buy anywhere in here and just hold, for your long-term accounts. Now, which one it is, guys, I don't have the answer. Okay. My bias is that it's a 1 and a 2, and the 2's not done. But if this breaks, say this area, and it's ripping breaking, well, then that's going to be pretty significant to think, well, maybe we are putting in a fifth wave here. And once it goes through the expanded B, it's pretty much donezo for saying that it's going to be a B wave. So we're talking this extension at 160. But pretty, it's all going to matter about the way it's coming into it too. If we're putting in big separation candles here and it's just going and going and going, well, you can pretty much rule that out. But if it's coming in, if it's still channeling like, okay, something, channeling its way up there, and this overlappy channeling, then you're going to be thinking we're putting in a B. Something that looks like this climb did. This. Okay. Where it just keeps pushing, corrects, pushing, corrects, pushing, corrects. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay. Right now, this could be the start of that channeling thing where this has put in its first ABC zigzag. Okay. Then it pulls back, gives us a connector, and then it gives us another one, and it climbs all the way up to the all-time high. That can totally happen. Alrighty, guys. Well, if I didn't get to your coin, I really appreciate you hanging out with me, and hopefully I'll get to it next time. And you can always put it in the comments of one of my videos. Okay, I try to get to everybody's requests. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week for Tuesday's Live TA again. Alrighty. Have a great day, guys.